here I am back in an old place that I've been to many times, but I've not been to for a while. I come to the moors regularly, but this particular spot I haven't actually been to since I recorded a video here about 18 months ago, talking about somatic therapy. And when I sat in this spot today, because I knew I was drawn to this spot, I was like, Spirit said to me today, this is where you need to go. And I sat down, I instantly started reflecting on who I was this time, last time I came, and who I am now. And then it started to make me reflect to who I was the time before when I came here. And because I haven't been here so regularly, I have poignant moments of being here. And it made me reflect on how far I have come, and how at that point in time I would never believe each time that I would be where I was the next time I would come. And I didn't come here to do this video today. I come here to do other videos, which I will do. But Spirit wanted me to share with you the importance of being still, the importance of reflection, the importance of acknowledging how far you have come. Today was meant to be a day that I was at home doing readings, and Spirit said to me, not today. It's nice, you need to go out and video. And then it's not nice. But just sitting here, I now know why. What the greater meaning of it was. When we sit and reflect, and we take a moment to think, who was we this time last year? That is a great gauge for you to look at. For one, how far you have come. But for two, some of the cycles that you may still be stuck in. Some of the cycles that you've tried to not focus on, that you've tried to bypass because you hope that they would just go away. There's one thing I can tell you, nothing goes away without introspection, without reflection. It's like a child that comes and tugs on your leg all of the time. The more you ignore the child, the angrier the child gets. The more the child makes a loud noise of tantrum, grabs your legs, screams and kicks, until you acknowledge that child. That's like your cycles in life. Your cycles in life are continuing because you're not giving yourself enough reflection and honesty around the fact that you do want to change them. If you sat and reflected about who you was last year, you will realise that the time and energy you've put into something to change has changed. It might not have felt an easy change at the beginning, but it's changed. It might have changed in ways you never expected it to change, and it might have changed in ways you did. So that gives you enough scope to recognise that actually the things that you do focus on, the things that you do sit and feel and reflect on and look at what it needs changing, do change. As I'm sitting here, I never believed I would be achieving what it is I'm achieving, because at that point in time, I was plodding along, trusting in the greater source of things, but not knowing where I was going. And that in itself is the greatest symbolism of life. You don't have to know where you're going. You have to learn to trust. But you do have to learn to put energy into the places that you do want to grow. Things that have grown in my life now is the things that I put energy into. And I had no awareness they would grow in the way that they have. I look different, I feel different, I embody different energy. But at that time of starting it, I didn't believe that I would be here. If you've come by this video, it's because there is time for you to sit and reflect. If you live on autopilot all of the time, how are you ever going to see those beautiful paths off the road of autopilot that are going to take you somewhere beautiful? Autopilot gets you through life. Autopilot is almost a form of active shutdown. And the world is living in active shutdown. To come out of active shutdown, which is one of the questions I get asked quite frequently when I'm doing holistic therapy with people, working with somatic and emotions. How do I get out of shutdown? You have to become more mindful in your life. You have to slow down. People say, I haven't got time to slow down. Please believe me. You fit far greater things in your life when you do slow down because you are more connected to those things, which means you end up getting more done anyway. You're more productive when you slow down because you're more focused. You're more connected to what it is you're doing at each time. When you are stressed and running around and trying to get everything done, that's when things mess up. Because you're stressed, everything comes from a chaotic energy. No cycle can be healed in chaotic energy. Because there is nothing that you can reflect on in a chaotic energy, because unless you slow down, unless you slow your energy down, how can you give time for introspection and reflection? There's some people that are not ready for that. But then you will have to sit with the consequences of not being ready because your life won't change. There is no doctor, therapist, counsellor, tablet. There's nothing out there that can change your life for you. And I think we have to be so honest about this because this is why we are suffering in life. Because we have been led to believe that people and things external to us can heal us. They can teach us. They can show us. They can hold space for us. Tablets can help us, but they're not the answer. Who were you a year ago? That's one of the biggest questions I want you to ask yourself. And who are you now? I'm more confident in front of the camera now than I ever have been, and I believe that I would never be able to work in front of a camera because I'm just not that way inclined, and here I am. It took me time. It took me spending energy on messing up. But here I am, able to sit in front of a camera and feeling at peace, not nervous, not apprehensive. You have to learn to reflect. You have to learn to praise yourself for the achievements. And that isn't the achievements that you think are achievements. You may label things achievements such as, oh, I got a new job, or I achieved new academic knowledge, or I bought a house. I'm earning more money. What about you have achieved slowing down? Or you have achieved connecting more to your children or yourself. Or you've achieved being a parent. Or you've achieved balancing friendships when you didn't think you would. You've achieved spending time doing things you enjoy when once upon a time you didn't. You've achieved breaking a cycle that you never thought you would. I'm in great reflection sat here. And by great reflection, it leaves you to feel good about yourself. It releases those feel-good thoughts and chemicals and energy, because you can see that just because you don't know where your life's going to be in a year, you never thought you'd be where you are now. There is a version of you that once upon a time never believed you would be who you are now. And it's important you remember that, because that version of you who never believed you would get to where you are now is going to be what drives you forward to go, if I could get where I am now, then I sure as hell can get far greater. And if you're not in the greatest of places now, and you never believed you would be in this deep, dark place where you are now, I won't ask you why are you here, but what can you take from it? Because anyone that gets to a deep, dark place, they're very disconnected from their self and from what they want to achieve. And I know this because that's where I've been. For you to start becoming happier and more at peace and growing in your life, you have to start connecting to yourself. People go, well, what does that mean? Exactly, you don't know what that means because you're so busy working or existing or parenting that you don't know what it means. And you'll only start to learn what it means when you spend that time slowing down. Those answers aren't going to come to you in a busy mind or in a life that's chaotic in some form. When you start to slow down, connect with nature, connect with life, connect with your feelings, just go onto YouTube. Go onto my YouTube, you're on my YouTube. Look at some of my videos around emotions, feelings. Only you can start that journey. You only have to do the first part. You only have to show up. Spirit and the divine and the universe respond to people who show up. If you show up in the energy of I want to heal or I want to grow, things will cross your path to help you grow, to help you heal, to help you have inspiration. So often in my busy life of therapy, holistic therapy that I take, and readings that I do, I can be caught in my head too, where I feel like, what's my next step? Where do I go? What do I do? Everything's too much. And then that's my cue to remind myself I'm overwhelmed. I'm absorbing more than I'm creating, meaning I'm absorbing too many people's emotions, feelings, opinions. I'm absorbing the society's view of who I should be. And then I realise you need to come back to yourself. I need to go and sit in nature. I need to turn the TV off, turn my phone off, and I need to sit with myself. And I need to connect and feel. And then answers come to me. The answers of you're overworking. Right, okay. People want to dismiss those answers. No, I'm not overworking. That is the answer. People want to dismiss this inner part of them that tells them what it is they need because it doesn't fit the narrative of what they think they need. No, I don't want to stop working. I need that money. Now, that's your ego telling you that you have to have all the material things you have, or... No. Your life will keep hitting roadblocks until you start understanding what needs to change. And that will come for the next video, I think. Understanding roadblocks. For today's short video, it's about sitting and reflecting. Where you put your energy is what will grow, and where you deny is what will persist. Anything you try to fight, you will stay in resistance with. Try to fight anxiety, anxiety will get worse. Try to fight your cycles, they'll get worse, or they won't go anywhere at the very least. You sit and understand them, why they're there, why they're coming in. You can start to find the answers as to how to start healing it and letting it go. You have all the answers, my friend, you just don't realise it. And while I am a tarot reader, you don't need tarot readers to tell you what you should do. Tarot readers should be able to empower you to understand things that you don't quite see. But they don't have the answers either. Nobody has the right answer for you. They have the ability to empower you or inspire you enough to find that answer. Namaste. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment. Let me know, how do you connect to this? Is this something you do or don't do? We're going into a great shift right now in healing. And I'm glad you're on this journey with me.